Today we're talking about judgment, and this is quite a serious video actually. So, as you know, we went to a Firework Champions event the other day, and we took Megan. Now, Megan is a puppy. She's nearly 4 months old, and she is an assistance dog in training. Kyle's assistance dog in training. Now, Megan always wears a harness which has got labels on it that say that she's an assistance dog in training. She always has a lead slip which also says she's an assistance dog in training. Kyle also wears a lanyard round his neck, and on that there's an identification card that tells everybody who Kyle is, who Megan is, and the reason that she's an assistance dog. So all the information is there. As well as that, when we're in places like Firework Champions or places where regular dogs wouldn't normally go, Megan also has a bandana that she wears. She could wear a vest, but we've opted at the moment for her to have the bandana. And on that bandana, it says that she is an assistance dog in training, and it also has a symbol on it not to touch. Now, with all that in mind, we went to the Firework Champions and we were very disappointed at the amount of judgmental people. Now, for starters, Megan was very clearly labelled as an assistance dog in training. Assistance dogs are not pets, they are disability aids. So, if you think about somebody who has a wheelchair, a walking stick, anything like that, anything that they need to help with their disability to make their life easier is an aid. Now, an assistance dog is considered an aid. With that in mind, the amount of people who judged us having a dog at a firework display, small minded people really, they had no idea of the situation, they had no idea of what we had put in place and who we had spoken to. They just chose to judge. And as a result of that, it caused Kyle to have a little bit of a confidence problem. Now, Megan is meant to be there to help Kyle with his confidence. So the fact that people decided that it would be okay for them to judge had a huge detrimental effect on Kyle. Before we went to Firework Champions, we went to see the vet. It was over something else. It was just over an injection that Megan was having. And we said to the vet, we told him what our plan was regarding Firework Champions. I even said to him, should I even take her to it? Should I buy earmuffs for her? What should I do? The vet told us, with full support, I might add, that we should not use earmuffs on her, that she should be fully exposed to the fireworks. However, she should be firework trained before the event. Now, we spent 5 weeks every single day training Megan for those fireworks. We did it the way the vet told us to. We went onto YouTube, we found videos of fireworks specifically to desensitize dogs. We started with our volume low and we increased it day by day, sometimes during the session, just slightly, just to see what the reactions would be. We got our volume up to a ridiculous amount, so loud, in fact, that it would make our own ears buzz and our own heads rattle. And Megan was right near the telly when we were playing these fireworks. Her sofa where she sits is right beside the television, and she would even go to the arm closest to the television and continue playing with the toys that she had on the sofa with her, or chewing the chews, or whatever it was that she wanted to do. If there had been a reaction and she had been frightened, we would never have taken her to something like Firework Champions because we would have known that she wasn't ready for that. But there was no reaction. She was completely happy. She was absolutely fine with the volume increases. And we were confident, based on what the vet had told us and based on the training that we'd been doing with her, that she was ready to be exposed to a proper firework display. So that was the first thing we had in place. The second thing was that I rang the Firework Champions company and I spoke to a lady about this situation. I stated that Megan wasn't a fully qualified assistance dog. She was an assistance dog in training. I told her that we had done firework training and we were confident that she was ready to be exposed to a proper firework display. She wasn't going to be on site that day, so she rang the site, Eastnor Castle, as you know, and spoke to the person who would be in charge that day. They said that Megan was welcome to come along on a few conditions. The first condition was that she was okay with fireworks, genuinely okay with fireworks. The second condition was that we kept her under full control at all times. The third condition was that she was fine with people. She wasn't going to react to people, snap at anybody, or anything like that. And the final condition was that Kyle wore his lanyard and she wore all the things that I just explained in this video, all the things that identified her as an assistance dog in training. Now, all those things were absolutely fine by us. We knew we could keep her under proper control. We were confident that she was going to be fine with the fireworks. We know that she's not a vicious dog and was likely to hurt anybody. And we had all the things that she always wears and Kyle always uses to take with us. So with that in mind, we went there fully confident that everything would be okay. And I just think this video really is about asking people to think before they make a judgment like that. You know, you could be doing so much damage to the person who's brought their assistance dog along just by the sheer fact they have an assistance dog, would suggest that they need that additional support. So when people do that and they judge and they create those problems, it completely undoes all the hard work that has been done to try and help them and make them able to cope in day-to-day life and build independence and build confidence. So the next time you see a dog that is clearly labelled as an assistance dog or an assistance dog in training, please don't jump to conclusions and just assume that the handler or the owner is being unkind to that dog by exposing them to these things. There is no way that you can train a dog without exposing them to things. You can do a certain amount, as we did, but at some point they need to be exposed. The other thing the vet actually told us, which is also very relevant to this, is that between the ages of 12 to 16 weeks, that is a socialization window. And if you can expose your dog, whether they're an assistance dog or not, if you can expose your dog to as many things as possible during that window, you will find that they're more receptive to accepting those things. So things like, if they're afraid of the Hoover, introducing the Hoover and appropriately introducing the Hoover, offering treats, etc., etc. Even that sort of thing, as well as introducing people, introducing other dogs. Megan is within that window as well, which is why we felt that Firework Champions would be the perfect opportunity, provided she didn't react to the training that we'd already given her. So please think before you judge. Even the filthy looks, they're still just as bad as the words, because it still makes somebody like Kyle feel very uncomfortable, very self-conscious, and takes away the confidence that he shouldn't have to have taken away from him, because Megan is a disability aid. You wouldn't dream of judging somebody who walked around with a walking stick in a field. So why judge somebody who's got an assistance dog? Anyway, thank you if you've listened this far, and we will catch you again on the next one.
See you soon.